I learn from my children. My children have taught me. Thank you, Shaheen, for teaching me. Teaching me that you did not let your pain go to waste. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Okay, like I said, I've got my box of tissues with me, Papa. So I'd like to now call on stage the Bhatt family, my brilliant, beautiful sister, Pooja Bhatt, the creator of us, my mother, Soni Bhatt, and the woman of the moment, everybody, Shaheen Bhatt. Okay, so what we're going to do is, of course, Shaheen has said a lot about her journey with depression and mental health and all of that through the book, which you guys can pick up in stores online now and read it. But what I find extremely, extremely personal, that she has actually included excerpts from her diary, right since the time she was 13 to now. And today we're going to read 2 of those excerpts, just Shaheen writing into her diary. And then we'll talk a little about it as a family and ask some important, relevant questions to each other. So I would like my mum to read the first entry of Shaheen as a 13-year-old, right, Shaheen? Yeah, as a 13-year-old Shaheen.
Okay, just to say hello, everybody. Thank you, Penguin. Thank you all for coming. And in true Bhatt style, I've just been informed that I'm supposed to read this. I've not seen the book before. I came from a flight from London this morning, and I didn't bring my glasses. So now I have somebody else's glasses. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'll try. This is our life. And they were very scared that I shouldn't read this out because it's emotional on top of it. Nina, your glasses are really weird. Okay. Time, 9:35 p.m., date 6/2/2001. Dear Diary, why do I even start off this way? I have a splitting headache. I could almost die from the pain. Today was a bad day. I woke up late and I hardly studied, but I went to the market in the morning since I had to buy pens for the exam. I didn't have much lunch. I spoke to Namita in the afternoon. Only spoke for about 15 minutes. I got sad after hanging up. In brackets, yep, again. I've got a lot on my mind these days. I feel isolated and separated from the world. No one sees me. I'm constantly at war with myself. I know it's very cliche, but that's the thing. I only feel like crying these days. I get sad very suddenly. I feel like I'm no good. I know I'm fat and I don't look good, and school worries me. I'm no good at maths or Hindi. I'm afraid I'm going to fail this year and then everyone will think I'm a loser. I think Mama and Papa also expect a lot from me. They keep telling me how bright I am and how I will do well. What if I don't live up to their expectations? I think of Alia and how good she is at everything she tries. She can make them proud. I can't. I'm not good enough. I'm not good at anything. I'm a loser and I don't like it. I wish life wasn't so hard. Is that it? Yeah.
Okay, so Shaheen, you remember this moment when you were writing this? Do you have like a idea or a sense of?
Yeah, kind of. Not exactly, but kind of. It was during, just before exams. And yeah, I was feeling very inadequate, and I think that's how everything started for me was just this overwhelming feeling of inadequacy that I had all the time. And I mean, it started as emptiness, which then flowered into this very all-pervasive inadequacy that just never went away, no matter what I did. It shadowed me everywhere, school, home, everything.
And I'm guessing this is very early on when you started feeling this way.
Yeah.
When you mentioned in this diary that you spoke to Namita, who is Shaheen's best friend, who's with us today. Did you mention did you tell Namita how you were feeling on the phone?
She was actually the only person I told, weirdly, because I mean, that's the thing, I didn't know what it was at the time. It was just, I'm not feeling, I just cried all the time. So we would literally sit and cry together on the phone. She would sit and listen to me cry for like half an hour, 45 minutes at a time, and just be like, okay, you're done now? Okay, fine, I'll call you later. I have to go for dinner. My mom's yelling. So we'd just do that. Even in school, we'd go, like we had a ritual. We'd go sit outside during recess, sit together, listen to sad songs and cry together. That's just what we did. So it was just it was a general feeling of just, at that age, feeling very confused and lost and not understanding why I kept feeling like this and not knowing what to do with it.
So I have memories of you as when I was younger, the kind of person you were when we were kids, and suddenly something started changing. But I want to ask Mama, when did you notice, do you remember that time where you felt something was different? Did you think that she was just behaving maybe like a brat? Because I remember you used to come back home, used to try to wake her up in the morning and throw water on her face because she would refuse to go to school. And you would think, college or whatever. So that, I mean, as a parent, you're also trying to make sure that your child is not, just being whatever, is like lying to you or something. When did you start noticing that there was some change?
I think this is the whole problem with this illness. It is so difficult to catch. You don't know when it starts. You don't know when. I really don't remember any one moment. I remember Shaheen becoming very quiet at around about the time she was about 13, 14, 15, which I assumed is very normal. I was also the same. I also used to cry at the drop of a hat when I was an adolescent. And any mother will think, okay, now it's adolescent, it's hormones. I used to tell her also, you feel emotional, whatever. But I don't remember that part. I remember much later than that, when she started having trouble getting out of bed in the morning. And that was actually due to the fact that she was not able to sleep in the night. So insomnia is one of the biggest I would say signs that something is very, very wrong. And when you have chronic insomnia and you literally don't sleep the whole night. I didn't even know this. I didn't know anything because Shaheen did not tell me. And this is something I want to say to everybody out there. Please, when you're suffering from something like this or you feel something's not right, please talk to your parents about it. And I want to tell parents also that they need to provide an environment wherein kids feel they can talk to their parents and not. I don't think we provided an environment where you felt you couldn't, but you still didn't. That is the strange thing. So I didn't know for a long time. But I think when I finally started realizing something was not right, was when she actually came and told me. But before that, I had already told her, I said, Shaheen, if there's anything wrong and you think you need to go and see somebody, I will take you to somebody. But because I know my daughter, I know how stubborn she is. If I had said, come with me and I'm taking you tomorrow, she wouldn't have come. Or it would have been very difficult and she would have resisted everything. So I knew it had to come from her. So I said, when you're ready, I will take you to see somebody. Just tell me that.
Okay, 1 second. I just want to...
And it took 1 year. It took her 1 year to come to me.
I want to come back to the point you just said that she resisted. Shaheen, would you say out there for anybody who's watching this or who'll read whatever is written from today's event that it's normal to feel resistance to talk to people and to go out and get help? Like if somebody says, I think something's wrong with you, should we go talk to somebody? Do you feel like the resistance is a very normal, natural feeling?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, first you have to accept that you feel like there's something wrong that you need to get help for, which initially I knew something was wrong, but I was very adamant that I figure out how to fix it myself because I thought it would make me, I thought I was a very self-aware, intelligent, well-read person who, like, what does it mean that I can't figure my own shit out? I should be able to I should be able to figure this out by myself. And so, yeah, I resisted. I resisted also. I didn't like the idea of going to a therapist. I didn't like the idea of meeting a therapist.
Why?
Because I was young, and at that age, I honestly thought it meant that I'm crazy. I thought it meant that, okay, she's something wrong with her. She can't figure out her own brain. She need to go talk to somebody. Finally, when I realized it was completely out of my control, that's when I went and spoke to mom, and I was like, listen, whatever I'm doing is not working. I can't fix it. This is not happening. So I need to see someone.
Papa, you've mentioned time and again when we've had conversations that you've kind of felt maybe you've been depressed all your life and you just never knew about it. You feel a sense of like a melancholic feeling. When you've read Shaheen's book, you heard her speak about, the way she feels. Do you relate to it? And in what way do you relate to it?
I think when Shaheen, in 2007, when UG Krishnamurti was dying and I came back for the first time before I went back, I read out to her a very intense piece of what I felt with him, because I was certain that he was going away. And he was the very breath of my existence and the bedrock on which the edifice called my age but stood. And I remember at midnight after I came back and I read out to her the piece because I wanted to exhale. And she was hardly 18 or 19, and I read out to her, and I could see that she inhaled me and she absorbed me, and then she said to me, Daddy, your life is over. Because people spend a lifetime wanting to touch the peaks of the emotions that you have felt, and they don't come anywhere close to it. And she comforted me, but after she comforted me, I put my head to rest. It hit me that the very fact that she could understand meant that there was a landscape where she lived, that there was a quotient of pain that she had a reference point to. And she was just a child. That's when I felt that, like what I've written in the foreword, that it was Nietzsche who said that when somebody would not understand him, he would say, it's fine. It would only upset his intellectual vanity. But his heart would bleed when he would feel that, oh, this guy understands me or she understands me. That means the person has a reference. But I think Shaheen did tell me that it was because she found me the way I was, she could cope with the lows of life because she felt that, oh, my old man has been through this and he has survived. So I guess something may be right with me. That's what she said to me, and I think, yes, I have been, I think ever since I remember, I've been an insomniac, and I think I have lived with what is called functional depression. My alcohol abuse, my substance abuse was a part of self-medication till she cured me when she was born. And I think my children have inherited it. If I think Pooja hit the bottle at a stage of life, and it was because maybe she has that predisposition towards that depressed gene. And I think, yes, it's a biochemical disorder which is genetically passed on. And I think what is very important to say is that today, when I sit down here, my heart goes back to 40 years ago when Parveen Babi spiraled into the abyss of madness, and there was ignorance about that thing called mental disorder. It was something that nobody would talk. I can never imagine that here in the entertainment world, you'll be sitting down and talking so candidly about something called the mood disorder, which is a biochemical disorder. So the larger issue I think we were discussing, Shaheen and me, is to use this platform to raise a larger issue that is psychiatry the way out, or it's a biochemical disorder that needs to be treated biologically. And I think the doctors need to come out clean, and I think people like Barkha must take up this job to crusade for this, that it's a biochemical disorder, it's an organism which is got a way of functioning, and with that organism you want to fit the child into this brutal, sick world, and because he or she cannot fit in, you send them to the psychiatrist and want to fix them. So these are larger issues that the book has raised.
Okay. We're now going to read the next excerpt. I hope I'm saying that correctly, because I earlier called it expert. Excerpt, right? You know, when these very, very intelligent Bharts and I come and sit and speak. Anyway, this is a journal entry of this year, 2019. I'm not going to mention the age because Shaheen will kill me. But I wanted to read this out because I feel like it's very important to see how the words have changed as a 13-year-old Shaheen and as a Shaheen of this year. But the feeling stays. So this is 2nd of March, 2019. It's my birthday month. I'm coming undone. Slowly but surely, I'm coming undone. From the inside out, it's eating away at all that I am. It's turning my insides to mush. It's obscuring everything. I don't fit anywhere. I'm unstuck, untethered, adrift. Everything hurts. Everything still hurts. It was supposed to be better by now. Why does rock bottom go further down each time? Why does the worst always get worse? How am I here, no better off than I was at 13? I'm stupid, I'm worthless, I'm laughable, I'm empty, I'm useless, I'm a burden. I'm a waste of space, I'm unlovable, I'm selfish, I'm awful. I should not exist. Just some thoughts. This is where they all say it started. But she seemed fine, they all say. I don't know why I'm here anymore. I don't see the message. What am I missing? This makes less sense every day, every moment. Firstly, no, but I'm like, how are you so okay, like writing this and people reading? I don't understand. Like, this is like, how? Like, what were you thinking when you're like, okay, I'm going to put my pain out there for everybody to just read. And I have read out, this is the year your book, your book released last year. This is the year your paperback is coming out. It's such a big year for you. And you still say things like, I'm useless, I'm unlovable. I want to understand how you're feeling that way. And yeah, I want to understand it.